What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So I did a video a little while ago, and I showed uh, Tszyu, former WBO junior middleweight world champion, Australian superstar boxer, 27 wins, 3 losses, no draw, 18 wins by way of knockout. Twice in his career, he's been knocked out. He's 31 years of age, 5'8" with a 70-inch arm reach. Tszyu beat Dennis Nausea via unanimous decision this past weekend. With that said, Tszyu, after the fight, the worst kept secret in the sport of boxing was that Tszyu was going to fight and be the first opponent for the return of the Truth, the former unified 3-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Errol the Truth Spence Jr., who has 28 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout. We haven't seen Errol Spence since he took that loss to Terrence Bud Crawford, July of 2023. Well, after the fight, Tszyu confirmed it, and he said, now it's time to wheel in the big fish. That's the name that Errol Spence goes by. That's his nickname, right? It's time that we wheel in and go fishing and wheel in that big fish. Errol Spence responded, and Errol Spence said, you think this is sweet? I'm going to do you bad. Tszyu, he responded, I'm going to do you like Sebastian Fundora did Keith Thurman, a guy from your era, right? Sebastian Fundora beat Tszyu twice. Now a poll was put up by Ring Magazine. 4,000 people voted on this poll. Well-renowned trainer, future Hall of Fame trainer, Robbie Garcia, who faced Errol Spence with his brother Mikey Garcia some years ago. Robbie Garcia, he says Errol Spence has nothing left. Now, I don't know if Robbie Garcia was saying Errol Spence has nothing left in a manner of he has nothing left to prove, or does Errol Spence have nothing left in the tank? But they're saying that Errol Spence has nothing left in the tank in the eyes of Robbie Garcia, right? Now, again, he beat Mikey Garcia back in March of 2019, okay? 7 years ago. And 4,000 people, the Ring Magazine said, do you guys agree? 4,000 people voted on this. And out of the 4,000 people that voted, 2,000 people agree. So it's split 50-50 down the middle. 2,000 people out of 4,000 believe that Errol Spence has nothing left in the tank. And Errol Spence is going to lose this fight to Tszyu. That's very shocking to me. Right? Now, here's the thing about this all. Is I believe Errol Spence has something left in the tank. I believe, the layoff did Errol Spence well. I believe Terrence Crawford is that great of a fighter that he just made Errol Spence look the way he made Errol Spence look. Sometimes when you fight all-time great fighters, like Floyd Mayweather, etc., right, they're so great that they just make you look ordinary, right? And they just look so dominant. And I truly believe this is the case in this situation. I think that Terrence Crawford is that great that he just made Errol Spence look that pedestrian. And he was that dominant. But 2,000 people believe that Errol Spence has nothing left in the tank? It's very, very shocking to me. And especially going up against Tszyu. And this is no slight or disrespect to Tszyu. But Tszyu is tailor-made for Errol Spence. His style is tailor-made for Errol Spence and everything Errol Spence does. And I think that Errol Spence is going to look very dominant against Tszyu. Now, if you put Errol Spence in there with a boxer, a mover, a guy like Jerron Boots Ennis, right? I would question it at this stage, right? And especially not having fought in forever and a day, right? But Tszyu, I mean, if Errol Spence don't have nothing left, what does Tszyu have left? I mean, we did see Tszyu get obliterated by Bakram Mataliev and then stopped by Sebastian Fundora himself. We did witness that. So it's not like Tszyu is somebody's world beater at the height of health, steamrolling through the sport of boxing. He's just not. So I just find it very, very, dismissive of Errol Spence's greatness himself. I think Errol Spence is going to dominate and stop Tszyu. I think that Terrence Crawford is just a different animal. I think that's being dismissed, right? Terrence Crawford is a different beast. And I think people understand that Terrence Crawford is great, but I don't think that people truly take into consideration just how great Terrence Crawford is. And I think that gets overlooked. And I think Terrence Crawford is going to I think Errol Spence is going to show you that Terrence Crawford is just a different animal than Tszyu, period. I'm shocked. But here's the thing. Everybody should give Errol Spence nothing but credit. He dominates Tszyu. Since 2,000 out of 4,000 people believe that Errol Spence has nothing left in the tank. That's just how I feel. I feel like I hope that everybody gives him credit and don't suddenly talk about how Tszyu is washed up and Tszyu already was dominated. No. Give Errol full credit. Give him full credit. Period. But let me know what y'all think about this, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Follow me on Instagram at Blueblood Sports TV, or one word, I'm gone. Peace.